Welcome to the penultimate episode, at least likely, for a little while, of LindsayTVFilm podcast. I got tomorrow, so ignore that. So, last month I was originally planning on doing 2 film reviews for Will Wider and Cameron Delazy. I was like, I'll watch the return movies as well and push that to next time. And then I was thinking, also, like, I hadn't watched the Ryusoulger prequel specials yet because the two others came out in November and then one came out in January for Start Stay Abroad. I don't know if I had done it already, but it felt pretty new. So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that. And I was like, I just watched Legend of Sea Devils. Our Doctor is coming up. That's the end of 13. So, might as well just reflect on that for this month. I'm doing some 01 stuff, but I wasn't sure. Start with that or what I needed to watch. I'm like, don't care, I got everything else. So I'm posting this early, and then hopefully this weekend, maybe Sunday, I'll record a final video for the end of November for my other channel, which come the new year I'll probably be focusing completely on. I might come back, do a review of Dawn Brothers, and continue with Geats. I'll still watch Geats and stuff, but I might just continue with catching up with finish reviewing that in spring, depending on how things are. I might just ditch this channel entirely, focus more on the theme park and travel stuff long term. And that would be over on History and Leisure. There should be a link over here. Check it out if that's up your alley. But yeah, Sea Devils came out through. I was away. Didn't hear checking out until I think I'd watched Sea Devils by the time of the last stream. But it's weird that these specials are considered Christmas specials by Amazon. It's weird. It's trying to see it's kind of more unique and unique premise. There was some fun little gags with Dan, all of that. Another final I was thinking about was Dan has 5 bars in the room, everything. He was sitting right next to the TARDIS, so maybe it's a hot spot. Putting it, but I think it was probably from like a much further earlier series, maybe probably the original series from the 70s and 80s. I don't think we've seen them yet in the modern era. Very cool. Usually I don't think about like age in that part of the world when you think of Doctor Who stories being mostly, like the British show, and might do stuff in the States, might do stuff with European history. Let's touch Asia. Then we had a Phlox had Russia. We also had Russia in the next out of the Doctor, which was the other one was like Victorian era. This one is World War I, where the Master pretends to be Rumpelstiltskin, Rasputin, and he even plays Rasputin. It went probably before he swapped places with Jodie, kind of like stealing her body and all. 2 foreign companions come back, a few of the other Doctors as well. Like, we could have waited another 6 months for that. Like, getting Nakuti out to shoot for 3 days, get back for 3 days, shoot Regeneration. Have that as a 60th anniversary special, and then maybe do another Christmas special or something that's kind of set before, either set before the generation or something for this year or next year. I don't know, it's just a weird situation with Cootie and stuff, but or whole companion club thing, maybe. That could be like a short, like, miniseries where you could do it without a Doctor and hopefully either use archive footage or they can get, if they can command like some lost episodes, that could be a good chance to, animate them and make them feel like new, since otherwise they would be lost. So retelling those stories would be worth it, but maybe we don't only have those people around anymore, or we'll be up to doing that. So seriously, could have been a lot of other ways they could pull the anniversary thing besides doing nothing or having to force everybody to change their mind. But yeah, on to the movie I was going to talk about last month, because I watched that for the gender studies requirement. And it's a QA film I really wanted to think, since with Time Fury coming out, and it's going to be cool to add something Kiwi related to that, but it kind of pushed it a bit further out. But basically, the beginning of the film is my brother was born, I was born, my mother was dead, my brother was dead. My dad comes back to announce he has an affair with some German girl when he was working at art exhibition. His Pi is raised by her grandfather as the chief, and he doesn't like that he has like breaking the kind of like what Japan has to have like an unbroken male line of emperors through time. And so kind of like once basically since I love how like that basically since that little brother and the firstborn daughter, the emperor's like, guess there's no longer a chance for it to pass through the women of the family. She was fine leaving the family and marrying a commoner, I guess. This film maybe some kind of references to Moana, who is a more recent princess from that part of the world, where Brave again a bit more recent. It was about 10 years after Will Rider came out that Brave came out. I collected always that Moana is more fantasy, blending reality and legends, taking the hero's journey in a literal way, where Paki, I think, is closer to Merida and Brave fighting for her own destiny, and how the boys show up. Like, in that case, again, the male figure is roping in all the men to upstart the female protagonist's destiny. But there was one boy who kind of was interesting, or could be like set up for like he could definitely be set up for like a romance, like on a later point, or definitely someone high in command in her reign, I guess. Nothing really comes out overall in the arc of the film, but it's set up there. So he's like, for 90% of the film, she's the only girl around her age. Just outside like school stuff and like the very, very end. They're really like her the grandma's friend group, and her aunt, and a few elders, which is, I guess, is to help support her, and also her uncle helps try and have her go through some training with him. I think the reason is that I read it in a research paper back I was working on Bridge of Terabithia back in 2020. That's how I first heard of the film. So I was like, hey, that was a film I watched. Like, let's see how it is. It is a very good example of a feminist film. So if that's something up your alley, I would recommend it. I thought she was gonna be like a bit older, fulfilling her destiny, instead of kind of like around pubescence, probably a bit closer to like 14, 15, maybe. But also, she kind of wears a lot of more masculine clothing until the very end, when she wears more of a femme top with a tropical motif on it, which is an interesting thing. She wears a just dress skirt. She has like a jersey or sweater of it, which I don't think means one thing or another. Then it's like cold East Coast wind, I guess. But it is definitely an interesting. But I do think it's an interesting wardrobe choice. It could possibly be so it's based on the book, since it's actually based on the book. But yeah. Kamen Rider Double movies. AZ, I didn't know what it was called, so I was like, hey, I'm going to look into it, and I'll get back to you next month. That was the story here. So, well, short bar for each of these is that Eternal's crew are never basically undead super warriors that were another Foundation X product that just never got greenlit. Bleer's mom created them to spend more time with her son, which became Eternal. And he was living in a car accident, so I guess this is a Yimby mom revenge story type thing. For a bit, Philip thinks she is sure, but is tricked into being part of the final plan. And we still don't know what a Joker Dopant looks like, because Philip down and all the other guy memories of action, the only time memory he can use is the Joker one that he captures from Eternal's escape from the helicopter. By doing not enough damage with that, they can reform double as usual. I wonder if we'll actually see Futopia go out of the way and actually create a Joker Dopant, because that hasn't happened yet in the manga, but it could always happen, like in a year or two. If they can't think of stuff, that's probably something they should hit just without Cyclone Dopant in this movie. So the two Return movies, you had Axel and Eternal. So today's movie is about him getting a skull with a pickpocket after they cross paths with a bomb on her and a price on his head for supposedly attempting to murder Gino. They get on a goose chase to save her life. Already knew he refuses to call Akiko by her name through Futopia, though. Still, he'd say it at least once, maybe, but keeps to his morals. I don't think that was like in the series where Ryan or something. I think it was just coincidence, but yeah, I don't really see a lot of the married life in Futopia. I guess it kind of makes sense. It is also more from Shotaro's perspective. Yeah, I think the biggest thing we got out of the relationship was the "my hubby is a bike" thing in Futopia so far. The Eternal movie is kind of like a prequel told in the present tense from a different perspective of, again, kind of like some story to the Returns film, where except it's Eternal's crew finding another group of experiments that Foundation X looked into that had like a mind powers and stuff, and then they try to take advantage of the Never's abilities after both of them are taken back, and then they create a rivalry, and actually the Foundation X is actually a Never, because he was defeated by Eternal, and he was actually going to originally be Eternal, but he already had Utopia, and he preferred that, and it was working better, and Eternal ended up working with him, and I think he's even made like a huge line about he'll be Eternal, and that's why Eternal woke up and chose him. Even though the driver realized, why I kind of like this guy, I kind of like this undead guy more than this living guy. You're kind of like, again, I need to be like, hey, it's only 3 episodes, I might as well watch them straight through when they're done. I think I did that with Veil, where it was like 5 episodes. I'll just wait. Again, kind of shorter, just like a shorter stream, I guess. Yes, so basically the story of Matter of Soul is the prequel, is basically the lead up to the first episode and the creation of the complete body. So it is the female lead, Hana. Her father was the previous Master Red, who'd be when between the Master that we know and Nero would pass on his legacy. Nero decided to take the burn off of our Master Red and took it hopes of wishing him back with various suspects. We knew Mysore near actually being the real one because started that the old Master Red had spawned a Minosaur, and it would be better to just take the Master's life and took it, just put all pressure on him, and Master Red could continue training the next generation like Nada and Ko. However, Nier ended up becoming the complete body, and I believe it's like a kind of weird like cave. I think it was called Caveman Master, I believe, on Wiki, but it turns into a dragon as he obviously passes on in the end, and then we get into the first episode. There's a female Blue Canada series that of inspiration from Melto from the candidate and the Master, and kind of get more in detail about that. There was also a pink rivalry with Alistair, another candidate who already is kind of believed to be the Minosaur host, but is debunked, and she's just a bit of a bitch. A very sorry bitch. She thinks is very full of herself. Yeah, she's been a lot of pressure lately. Again, I have another video I'm planning to record a more informational video for History and Leisure. And kind of get something else out before the Christmas stuff, because I might go do both Hershey Park and the zoo next week, and I already have taken stuff for Hershey Park. I'm not sure about the zoo, but that zoo opens Thursday night, so I just have to think about it. That or going down to Kingsman or something. So I might just, hey, I'll come back into the zoo. I could do that the first week of December and just do whatever. Do that first weekend or stuff like that. I don't know if I could do a double day, do a day vlog and evening vlog, because there are some new animals to check out. So it could be cool to do a day vlog and a night vlog. It's like a 2-hour gap between closing for Vegas and coming back in the evening. It'd be cool if there was like a combo deal out there, just normally like come in, like either do like 12 to 3 with the animals, and then go somewhere else, get what else. I don't know. Just not thinking about not related to film or anything. But yeah, I definitely am thinking for the moment that after Christmas, this channel is done. Let's keep it up. Let's see if I come back and decide to give Dawn Brothers its fair share and at least give it a proper send-off. We're talking about it for this long. But yeah, this is one more episode. And I'll see you then.